The sudden rise and fading of Wings Gaming remains a black box in the prestigious history of the international. Soft support perch and offlane techies, carry silencer, and in the deciding game of TI, a Dragon 3 first item on a hard support Elder Titan. On the granted stage, these lads played like it were all random.
To me, Wings was like the team of innovation.
Late game to the late game. You know, as soon as...
Oh, shit! Game number 1 from Wings says we're going to go for the punt.
They love doing this against Void.
However, in April 2017, Wings released their roster. To this day, they remain the only champion to never defend their title. From that moment, China has yet to reclaim the Aegis, no matter how close they came. So, how did Shadow, Blink, Face Beyond, Ice, and why do all that? In this episode, we are traveling back in time to witness Wings' miracle, revisit their disappearance, and most importantly, celebrate the beauty they brought to Dota.
Part 1. Early Struggles.
After an unsuccessful TI5 campaign, Wings Gaming locked in their final squad. Unlike China's other powerhouses, Wings based themselves in the less vibrant city of Zhongqing. No mid-season reshuffles, no streaming contracts, no jersey sponsors, 6 days a week of full-time training. The timetable was so demanding that most players had no time for hobbies or relationships. Prize money was their only income. That commitment fostered a high-trust culture, allowing them to select unconventional heroes and strategy. But 2015 ended in disappointment. The young squad failed to qualify for the Frankfurt Major and other big tournaments. 2016 didn't start any better, with more qualification failures and no Shanghai Major. Then came ESL1 Manila. This time, Wings finally survived the qualifier. On the main stage, they stormed through the competition, shocking everyone with a 3-0 sweep against KuroKy's Team Liquid. The final game was electrifying. Try lane mid.
Before he'll do now. Imprisonment making him wait. Where's that paralyzing cast? It's level 2. Need to throw it out. Now it comes so far. It's got time. And it's inside of the tower. G-Rex is surviving the very restoration. Gets him life. Joins the fight as well. Tuska's down. Wings lose 3.
Non-stop brawling. It was a bloodbath.
Not enough damage to find the kill just yet. They don't want him to Tubman. The dispersion damage is spilling out. But Fate, 2 HP. There it is. The spill does work. Innocence only barely.
There, Wings forged their reputation for the unpredictable. They picked 13 different heroes in the grand final, or, surprisingly, Venomancer and Necrophos as utility position 1. Interestingly, Matumbaman would later perfect that green heroes formula, enabling Miracle's dominance at TI7. That incredible run secured their first ever major invite, this time as contender, not underdog. But unpredictability cuts both ways. In their Manila return, Digital Chaos beat them twice, sending them to a dangerous BO1 in the lower bracket. Their complexity put the final nails in Wings' coffin. That defeat cost them a direct ticket to the international. Once again, they found themselves in the dreaded China qualifiers, the same roadblock that had denied their entry to Frankfurt and Shanghai.
Part 2. The International 2016.
After the brief stay in Manila, Wings quickly bounced back. They became the first Chinese team to fly to Seattle through the qualifier. Thereafter, their furious momentum continued. At Nanyang Season 3, they pushed New B to a 5-game grand final. At the Summit 5, They defeated the two-time major champion OG with 20 unique heroes across 4 games.
I'd like to think I cracked all the teams I faced in Dota except for Wings. And if someone did, I would be willing to pay a lot of money or whatever they want.
Here, Wings fully embraced their unpredictability. They picked Faceless Void as a carry with first item Lincoln Sphere, defying the offlane initiator meta of Blink Dagger and Diffusal Blade. That build later became the go-to for a rare carry Void in TI6. And their Lunar Shadow Demon combo against Newbie became a blueprint of chaos. Newbie led confidently, winning fight after fight. But Wings refused any direct confrontation. They flooded the map with illusions, slowly but surely eroding all of Newbie's tower. Although Dragon Knight failed again and again, Newbie's map kept shrinking. The Dire were truly frustrated. Then Wings struck, completing the stunning comeback.
Oh, he's actually taking quite a bit of damage, focusing the illusions on Moog, and they're gonna beam him down. KP's in there, KP's down, triple kill on Shadow.
At this point, Wings were firmly amongst the top contenders at TI6 due to their creative playstyle, an antithesis to Chinese structured Dota. With all stars aligning, they were destined to follow the legacy of IG and Newbie. Right? Momentum, check. Unthinkable moments, double check. Stability under pressure, not quite. There was a clear pattern. When overlooked, this team could dominate anyone with anything. But in high-stake settings, they had crumbled even in the qualifiers. The international isn't just about talent. It demands emotional resilience, and that only grows with time.
We are so young, we don't know how to deal the relationship. We always hurt each other. We always fight, argue. And
Weeks before TI, Wings hit rock bottom. Internal fights escalated, not only verbal, but physical. They were hurting each other badly, so badly that they nearly forfeited the entire competition.
There's a scrim against DC. This was a team that did really, really well against them in scrims, I think was surprising. So one time, they're going high ground, and I'm not going to say who, but one player was very upset that they kept throwing on these high ground pushes. He just kept getting more and more angry, and everyone else was like, hey, calm down, what you talk about after the game? At some point, he just explodes. He throws another player out of his chair, and before you know it, there's fists flying, people I'm just trying to make sure the computers don't get damaged, so they don't get fined.
That was your focus at that moment.
So, they got separated, and then they went back and started fighting again. So I'm not sure. Can they come back from this?
And with the prize pool breaking records, history looked to repeat itself. The tension lingered into the group stage. Wings barely reached the upper bracket by a single game. They could draw against the almighty OG and the defending champion EG, yet crumble to Na'Vi and TNC. The threat of early elimination emerged as they were forced to face Digital Chaos, their faithful opponent. However, something shifted. Wings regrouped and delivered one of the most astonishing displays in TI history. They robbed only one game to DC with a punch and techies. Then, they nullified KuroKy's notorious Phantom Assassin and frustrated PPD in his favorite drafting battle. While others had a deep hero pool, Wings was swimming in an ocean.
Do you think it's really cool that a lot of heroes were drafted?
Hard to find team open to playstyle, like open to idea of many playstyle. Like some people don't think Dota is that complex. Some people want Dota to be so simple.
These drafts are so amazing, by the way.
Yeah,
what do you have?
I
could do a podcast only on these drafts.
Then, the grand final. It was Digital Chaos once again. Like Wings, DC had been writing their own underdog story. After 6 straight TI, a fire was burning inside the Danish captain, Misery, and Weeha was just being Weeha. He wanted nice weather. here in Key Arena. In their first game, DC were sharks who smelled blood. 16-4-10. We had dropped a monstrous performance on his signature hero, Sky Wrath Mage. Unfortunately, Wings were on another level. In Game 2, Blink's Invoker was too strong. Combined with Shadow's unbelievable chronospheres, Wings' aggression was too much to handle. The third game was even more dominating. Shadows turned Time Lock into an active spell. Bash. After bash. After bash. And after bash. 20-0 on Faceless Void. We have called Shadow answered. Heading into Game 4, DC knew they had to step up. They dominated the early game, but cool, calm and collected. Shadow's anti-mage made use of every centimeter of the map, while his teammates bought time on the front lines. The turning point came when Resolution was suddenly deleted by a Mana Void and a Culling Blade. With their carry gone, the dominoes fell quickly, and as anti-mage net worth grew exponentially, DC knew it was only a matter of time until they typed GG. To close the game in style, Elsa Titan bought a Dragon's 3. Later, Wings revealed they still had Visage and Trin Protector ready, through completely uncontested heroes in case things had gone south. What a victory!
Weehaw wants to go out through the back lines and attack. Now the lasso. They bounce Oscar. Weehaw ripped apart. The buybacks. It won't be enough. Good game of play. Wings are your international 2016 champions.
And just like that, these young, unknown talents hovered their wings and became China's newest legend. Or perhaps the final ones.
Part 3. The Curse.
After their triumph, Wings went on to perform unpredictably. Some victories, some mid-tables, and some early qualification failures. A familiar story, isn't it? Still, many believed they would rise again. Their creativity remained with combos like Alacrity plus Earth Bruling that would destroy any team's buildings. But this time, the miracle never came. A quick disclaimer: I have pieced this story together as carefully as I could from many conflicting and incomplete sources. All references are in the video description. And if you know something I have missed, I would love to hear from your suggestion in the comment section. Just days before the Kiev Major, Wings' organization shocked the community. They released their TI winning roster. After the pinnacle of esports, what happened? It started with 3 months of unpaid salaries to the players. Rumors spread that the company had invested their TI profits in League of Legends without success. Meanwhile, support for the Dota team faded. Slowly, their bonds fractured. Adding to the complexity, each player has signed true contracts. 1. A labor contract with Aegis, the governing body of China's esports. And 2. A representation contract with Wings' organization itself. The former could be legally terminated due to non-payment. The latter, however, prevented the players from joining other teams until October 2017. Early April 2017, the players ended their labor contract. They declined to reconcile with Wings and rebranded as Team Random, the first team ever owned by players in China. Aegis attempted to mediate the situation. Wings, Team Random, and other major organizations like LGD and IG were invited. Wings didn't show up, while Team Random focused on the Kiev Major and finished bottom. Remember the physical infighting back at the Summit 5? As FaZe Beyond later admitted, the team had been on the verge of disbanding for months. After Kiev, their journey together came to an end.
The bad influence of winning TI shows after we lost, because everybody maybe feel a little bit disappointed or ego for themselves.
In the meeting, all Ace members agreed to blacklist the former Wings players until the contract dispute was resolved. eHome tried to register Wise and FaZe Beyond, but Ace denied it. In response, eHome left Ace entirely, losing access to all domestic tournaments. Though Valve events like TI and Majors were still open, the consequences were brutal. A large number of Ace-affiliated teams in China refused to scrim or practice with eHome. Crippled by isolation, eHome was eliminated in the Chinese qualifier. Meanwhile, Shadow, Blink, and IceEye failed to survive the open qualification. So, the International 2017 became the first and only TI in history where not a single champion could defend the Aegis. It is noteworthy that the true nature of the ban remains a mystery. According to LGD's chief strategy officer, the maximum penalty for the contract breach was only 1 year. Yet, all the sources reported it as a lifetime ban. So, let's shift to what really matters, what became of the players and of Chinese Dota. Shadow, IceEye, and Blink faded from the spotlight. They reunited for so much at the Chongqing Major, stating there was no bad blood between them, only a destiny they couldn't escape. FaZe Beyond and Y took a different path. After 4 years of stagnation as eHome, they joined PSG LGD and became the major powerhouse between 2021 and 2022. Ironically, in the TI Grand Final, they failed to complete the reverse sweep against Team Spirit, a young, unpredictable dark horse just like Wing was in 2016. A year later, a shocking loss to Team Aster marked the end of this legendary LGD roster. Their story became China's tragedy. After Wing's downfall, the Aegis never returned to China. No matter the strength, no matter the year, no matter the venue. 4 grand finals, 4 defeats. Some labeled it the Wings curse. In the years after, Chinese Dota faced its darkest era. Gaming restriction, viewership decline, match fixing. After TI-11, FaZe Beyond stepped away to study piano. Y, however, led LGD to a 3rd place at TI-12, a flicker of past glory. But in 2023 and 2024, the collapse deepened. The great LGD crumbled under financial strain. For the first time in history, they failed to qualify for the international.
Part 4. Legacy.
Much has been said and left unsaid about Wings' disbandment. However, I want to close this story with something more certain: their legacy. To begin, I must confess that articulating the genius of Wings was no small task. I want to take a moment to thank the author Stephen Chu. His fantastic work on Medium provided much of the inspiration for this section. Anyway, nearly a decade later, Seth and No-Tail are still decoding the Wings formula.
You can't imagine how many times a week they mention Wings in their talk with the team. all the time.
Yeah, was
And
big
they
inspiration.
reference always the same concept, you know, like playing free, being creative, and they always say, look, this is the teams that win TI. Look at wins, you know?
Thanks to them, the world of Dota has become more open, more creative, and more daring. Gone are the days of solely relying on mechanical talent. Legends like Dendi, Ferrari 430, and Admiral Boondog struggled when the meta shifted away from their signature styles. Modern-day players must possess not only a specialized hero pool, but also the flexibility to break their old patterns. Take ATF for example. He was once criticized for a narrow Grandmaster tier hero pool, but he evolved, embracing macro-oriented heroes and even agility carry in offlane. On the brink of elimination, he won the crown in Hamburg with an Ursa position 3, engraving his name into immortality. XM provides a similar story. Extreme Gaming's impressive 20 and 24th run revolved around his trademark Viper. Ironically, the over-reliance on this green snake led to their underwhelming performance at TI 20 and 24. But by 20 and 25, he has shifted into more traditional playmakers. Yet, the wing spirit remains. If you leave a sniper open, he will punish you. All teams are embracing the unexpected, even when they are a game from elimination. As for the ex-Wings players, some are still carrying the torch for Chinese Dota. Blink returned to the scene and coached Team Taibao, reuniting with Y and Faith Bian. They were the only non-Western team directly invited to TI 20 and 25, and the only Chinese squad to claim a Tier 1 trophy last year. At the main stage in Hamburg, Taibao finished 8th, a respectable result, even if it felt like an underperformance given their group stage momentum. However, with Extreme Gaming finishing as runners-up and the next international returning to Chinese soil, we are on the horizon of an epic showdown between the East and the West. Perhaps this is the year when the Wings curse is finally lifted. So, this concludes our story about this amazing team. Which one was your most favorite Wings moment? Please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for your attention, and I am looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Until next time, goodbye.